לעסוק בדברי תורה, לעסוק בדברי תורה, הפוך בה והפוך בה, לעסוק בדברי תורה. Today Today All right, everybody. It's good to see all of you. All of that singing got me thirsty. Okay. Friends, yesterday we shared some learning in honor and in testimony with Yom HaShoah VaGvura, Holocaust and Heroism Day, as it's known in Israel, and as we should know it too. Now we have a moment that continues the flow of time between that day and next week's Yom HaZikaron, Israel's Memorial Day, and Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's Independence Day. And that flow is very important for us to consider. As I shared yesterday, the high holidays, the way we conventionally think about them, are from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur, and the days between flow with that theme. Well, so too, in our modern high holidays these days, should we think about the flow from Yom HaShoah VaGvura yesterday, all the way through Yom HaZikaron into Yom HaAtzmaut. And what a powerful thing it is for us to think about these in-between days. They aren't Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, the 10 days of repentance between, because that's Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur territory. But here we are in these holy days. What would we call these days? So I suggested yesterday, I suggest again, that we call them Aseret Yemei Tekuma. Not Aseret, Shivat Yemei Tekuma. 7 days of rising up, of standing again. Because after all, the historical journey from the Shoah through Jews fighting for self-determination and dignity, and we remember all of them on Yom HaZikaron, into Independence Day, which is the rebirth of our people in our homeland. That flow is very much about standing up again in history, rejoining the community of nations, as some early Zionists called it. So here we are. And we are reading a very important double Torah portion this week. It's Tazria Metzora, and it's a strange one. It really is a strange one. It has to do with bodily emissions and secretions, and it shows actually the biblical discomfort which the rabbis affirm with what happens to our bodies when something can't be controlled when it comes to them. And what an important thing for us to think about. Because the journey, I don't want to overdo this, but the journey from powerlessness, from 2,000 years of not being home, of internalizing the powerlessness and uprootedness of diaspora life, could be known as exile, could be known as not being home. It's understood by different people in different ways, but it isn't the ideal state. The ideal state for anyone in any situation is to be safe at home and safe in the world. The necessity of Zionism was, of course, finding that safety, but we can understand that through these Torah portions again by thinking about powerlessness and self-determination. There are things outside of our control, that's true, and it will always be true to one extent or another. But what is important to affirm here is that Zionism itself might be seen as a response to that out of control feeling that we find in our Torah portion. In fact, when somebody had one of these emissions and wasn't sure what it was, they went to the priest who would tell them whether or not they were okay, and if they weren't okay, what kind of quarantine they required, what kind of healing was necessary. In our day and age, that's not quite how we do it, but the uncertainty of what happens within time, sometimes to our bodies, sometimes to our communities, sometimes in our nation, and sometimes in the world. It's not that there's a person we can turn to, or even a group we can turn to for an answer, but we understand the fear of not having control over things that matter. And so it is essential for us at the beginning of this journey toward Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut to take that emotional process very seriously. We cannot jump from Yom HaShoah VaGvura into normal time again. It is too quick. But if we see the trajectory of this period of time as a healthy one, as a healing one, as a strengthening one for ourselves individually and our people, we can read this double parsha with a kind of recognition. Oh, when something was happening beyond the control of our ancestors, they constructed this setup so that they could re-enter into the community, re-enter time. Yom HaShoah VaGvura was created to give us a space to remember and to grieve, and we do. We don't have the capacity, no person does, to just let that go immediately. There must be a process of re-entry, the beginning of standing up again. What a gift it is to do it as a learning community. And what a beautiful thing it is for me to see my son Moshe and my daughter Ariel here on Instagram joining the learning. That helps me stand up in the world too. Let's take a breath, send our hearts to the east. Let's sing. Kol hod v'levav pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia od lo avda tikvateinu התקווה בת שנות 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, my friends.